The internal combustion engine, once the undisputed king of the road, is now facing its twilight years. For over a century, it powered our journeys, shaped our cities, and defined the very idea of personal freedom. But times are changing, and the world is demanding cleaner, greener ways to get around. Politicians have set the countdown, passing bold new laws and setting ambitious targets to phase out petrol and diesel cars for good. The future? For years it's been all about batteries, electric cars, or EVs. Now, everywhere from city streets to motorways, charging stations are popping up in shopping centers, office parks, and even rural towns, making EVs more accessible than ever. But there's a challenger: hydrogen, the universe's most abundant element, promising quick refueling and only water out the tailpipe. Hydrogen cars are quietly making their case, offering a different vision for zero-emissions travel. This is the heavyweight title fight for the future of driving: battery electric vehicles versus hydrogen fuel cell vehicles. Each has its champions, and each claims to be the answer to our transportation needs. In one corner, the established BEV with a rapidly growing charging infrastructure and falling battery prices. In the other, the hydrogen FCEV, offering speed, convenience, and the promise of long-range travel with minimal downtime. Billions are being wagered by car makers and investors on which technology will win over drivers and dominate the roads of tomorrow. The outcome will shape not just the auto industry, but our cities, our environment, and the very way we move through the world. So, has a winner emerged? We're diving under the bonnet of both, cutting through the hype and the headlines to see what really matters. We'll look at what they're like to own, what they cost, how they fit into daily life, and which one actually makes sense for real people, not just in theory, but in practice. This is the ultimate zero-emission showdown. The race for the future of driving starts now. Let's start with the familiar, the battery electric vehicle, or BEV. These are the electric cars you see more and more on city streets, quietly gliding past traffic. Think of it as a high-tech remote control car. Plug it in, charge the battery, and go. It's as simple as charging your phone, but with a lot more power under the hood. The battery stores energy, the inverter powers the motor, and you get instant silent acceleration. There's no waiting for the engine to rev, just press the pedal, and you're off. No engine, no gearbox, no exhaust, just simplicity and speed. Maintenance is minimal, and the driving experience is smooth and futuristic. The battery determines your range, the motor gives you the punch. The bigger the battery, the farther you can travel between charges. That's the BEV formula. Straightforward, efficient, and increasingly popular as charging networks expand. Now, the challenger, the fuel cell electric vehicle, or FCEV. This is a different take on electric mobility. It's still an electric car, but it makes its own electricity on the move, using a chemical reaction instead of plugging in. You fill up with hydrogen, which reacts with oxygen in a fuel cell to generate electricity, producing only water as a byproduct. Refueling takes just a few minutes, much like a gasoline car. No big battery to lug around, just a fuel cell stack and a small battery for regenerative braking and extra power. This means less weight and potentially longer range. In short, BEV store electricity. FCEVs make it as they go. Both use electric motors, but their energy journeys are very different. Both are electric at heart, but their energy sources set them apart. One plugs in, the other refuels. BEVs are about simplicity and efficiency. FCEVs are about quick refueling and long range. Each has its own strengths and challenges. The question is, which approach works best for real drivers? Is it the convenience of home charging or the speed of hydrogen refueling? That's what we're here to find out. We'll compare them in the real world, side by side. Two visions, one goal: clean, practical motoring for everyone. Let's see how they stack up and which one might drive us into the future. Ready to buy a zero-emissions car? If you want a BEV, you're spoiled for choice. From city cars like the Fiat 500e to family SUVs like the Kia EV9, and even supercar-slaying Teslas, the BEV market is booming. Every major brand has electric options, from budget to luxury. But, if you want a hydrogen car, your options shrink fast. Right now, it's basically the Toyota Mirai or Hyundai Nexo. 2 models, that's it. Other brands are dabbling, but not selling in real numbers. The problem? Few buyers, even fewer hydrogen stations. It's a classic chicken and egg. No stations, no buyers, no buyers, no stations. So, while BEVs are everywhere, FCEVs are rare and hard to support. The market has spoken. For now, batteries rule the showroom. Hydrogen's still waiting for its big break. If you want choice, BEVs win hands down. For hydrogen, it's a waiting game. Let's talk money. BEVs used to be pricey, but competition and scale have brought costs down. Today, you can get a solid electric car for the price of a mid-range petrol hatchback, especially with government incentives. Running costs are where BEVs shine, home charging is cheap, and maintenance is minimal. Now, hydrogen cars. The Toyota Mirai and Hyundai Nexo start north of 60 grand. Premium territory. Why so expensive? Complex fuel cells and high-pressure tanks. And the running costs? Hydrogen isn't cheap. Filling up costs about the same per mile as petrol, so you pay more up front, and you don't save much on fuel. For most buyers, BEVs are simply better value. Hydrogen cars are a tough sell unless prices drop dramatically. The numbers don't lie. Batteries are winning the cost war. For now, your wallet will thank you for going electric. Hydrogen, still a luxury experiment. Time to refuel. How do these cars stack up? Hydrogen cars refuel in 5 minutes, just like petrol. That's their ace quick, familiar, and perfect for long trips. For drivers without home charging or those who travel far, this is a huge plus. BEVs, meanwhile, have improved. Home charging is easy. Plug in overnight, wake up full. For daily commutes, it's more convenient than petrol or hydrogen. The challenge comes on long journeys. Even the fastest chargers take 20-30 minutes for a decent top-up, and queues can be a pain. So, BEVs win for daily convenience, but hydrogen rules the road trip. The catch? Hydrogen stations are rare, so that 5-minute fill-up is only useful if you can find one. For most, BEVs fit daily life better. Hydrogen speed is great if the infrastructure ever arrives. Until then, charging at home is king. The pit stop race isn't over, but BEVs have the home advantage. Both BEVs and FCEVs promise zero emissions, but the real story is more complex than it first appears. While both technologies aim to clean up our roads, their environmental impact depends on what happens behind the scenes, from raw materials to the energy that powers them. BEVs have a significant carbon cost up front, especially from battery production and mining for materials like lithium, cobalt, and nickel. Extracting and refining these metals can be energy-intensive and environmentally disruptive, raising concerns about supply chains and sustainability. But as electric grids transition to cleaner sources like solar and wind, the lifetime emissions of BEVs drop dramatically, making them greener over time. If you charge your car with renewable energy, you're driving with almost no emissions, truly clean transportation from start to finish. But if your electricity comes from coal or natural gas, you're just shifting emissions from the tailpipe to the power plant, which can undermine the environmental benefits. Hydrogen's story is all about how it's made, and the process can vary widely in its environmental impact. Most hydrogen today is gray, produced from fossil fuels like natural gas, which releases large amounts of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases. Blue hydrogen tries to capture some of those emissions using carbon capture technology, but it's expensive, energy-intensive, and far from perfect. The holy grail is green hydrogen, made by splitting water with renewable electricity. This process is clean, but it's still rare and costly. Green hydrogen is clean, but the technology is currently expensive and not very efficient, making it a challenge for widespread adoption. Turning electricity into hydrogen, storing it, transporting it, and then converting it back into electricity in the car wastes a lot of energy along the way. BEVs, on the other hand, are simply more efficient when powered by renewables, delivering more clean miles per kilowatt hour. So, while green hydrogen holds promise for the future, it's not yet ready for mass adoption or everyday driving. For now, BEVs are the greener and more practical choice for most drivers, especially as charging infrastructure expands and battery technology improves. Hydrogen's future depends on breakthroughs in cleaner, cheaper production methods and better infrastructure. Until then, batteries and electric vehicles have the environmental edge, especially as recycling and sustainable sourcing improve. The green race isn't over, but for now BEVs are ahead, leading the charge toward a cleaner future. The auto industry is betting big, and most are all in on batteries. Volkswagen, GM, Ford, Mercedes, BMW and the rest are pouring billions into BEVs. Tesla's early gamble paid off, and Chinese brands like BYD and NIO are surging ahead. The momentum behind batteries is massive. But hydrogen isn't out. Toyota and Hyundai are leading the charge, especially for trucks and buses. They see hydrogen as key for heavy-duty transport, where batteries struggle. For passenger cars, though, the industry has chosen batteries. Hydrogen's future may be in lorries, buses, and beyond, not your family hatchback. The big money is on BEVs, but hydrogen is playing the long game in commercial transport. For now, the car world is electric. Hydrogen's moment may come, but not yet. End of 2025, and the race isn't close. BEVs are everywhere, millions sold, infrastructure booming, tech improving fast, charging is faster, batteries are better, and choice is huge. Hydrogen cars? Still niche, with few stations and high costs. The quick refuel advantage is wasted if you can't find a pump. Most hydrogen is still made from fossil fuels, so the green promise isn't there yet. For trucks and buses, hydrogen R&D continues, but for family cars, it's stalled. The evidence is clear. BEVs are dominating. The dream of a hydrogen car in every driveway is on hold. The electric car is the new normal. Time to call it. For passenger cars, BEVs have won by a landslide. The industry, infrastructure, and buyers have all chosen batteries. Ranges are up, charging is faster, and there's a model for everyone. Home charging is a game changer and running costs are low. Hydrogen isn't dead, but its future is in trucks, buses, and maybe planes, not your driveway. Toyota and Hyundai's work isn't wasted, but it's aimed elsewhere. For now, the electric car is the mainstream choice. The hurdles that remain, like recycling and grid upgrades, are being tackled. Hydrogen is still searching for its moment. The showdown is over. The champion is alive.